Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on the Polygon live stream. I'm Charlie Hall, and we're just still testing the connection here, and we'll be with you in a moment. So this is The Long Dark. And if you're not familiar with The Long Dark, this is um, an adventure survival game that's actually set in the Canadian wilderness. It takes place after some kind of mysterious electrical storm has brought your character's plane down out here, really in the middle of nowhere. And there's a number of different regions that you can start your sandbox game in. The game originally launched with just Mystery Lake, and that was about a year ago on Steam Early Access. But now there are 4 total areas, and they're all connected, but you can choose to start in one of the 4 areas. There's Coastal Highway, there is Pleasant Valley, and there's also Desolation Point. And I think that that's where we're going to start today. I think we're going to head off to Desolation Point right now and see what we can do. Choose your region. Oh, rats! It's not going to let me. It's not going to let me start there. I'm going to do that. Well, we'll have to start at Mystery Lake, I guess, and unlock that region. Maybe that's how that's going to work. What I like to do with early access games is I just kind of, when they first come out, I kind of like to gobble them up. I like to play a bunch of them and kind of find out what they're all about. And then I like to let them sit there. So I haven't touched this game really in about a year. So we're going to find out how it's changed, how it's improved, and kind of what's new and how the experience has been refined. So and again, I'm just checking on connections and things. If you're in the live stream, definitely say hello. I'll be trying to talk to folks and answer some questions about the game while we go. I do know that the folks from Hinterland Studio, who are the developers of the game, are thinking of trying to stop on by. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe they'll poke their head into the chat room as well and join us. All right, so this is one of the areas where I've started before. This is the old logging camp. Marcel C. is saying that the map must be exceptionally large. The map is really big right now. I'm not quite sure the total size of it overall. Maybe somebody can pop into chat and let us know what the particulars are about the size of the game world. But it's not small, I'll tell you that much. Okay, these are some bunk beds here. Let's see what we've got in this metal container. First order of business is to try and find, shoes. Try and find some food. I've got a pack, and I'll take a look at that. Pillow. Interesting. Requires hunting knife to break down. Oh, you can break down stuff now. Sorry, one of the things that is the first order of business is to find some food, but also find a way to defend ourselves. The world of the Long Dark is exceptionally dangerous, not just because of the weather that's out there, but because of the animals that are out there as well. There are wild and very dangerous wolves all over the place. So the goal is really to avoid them if at all possible. And it definitely is, especially now that I guess they've improved the stealth mechanics. You can easily kind of sneak by creatures and critters these days, which wasn't something that you could really do before. I really do love the work that they've done on the light shafts and the little dust motes. It's the little details like that that really sell me on games like this. Another plastic container. What do we got in here?
I could use this.
Nice. Ooh, sardines. All right, we got some mittens. And we got some sardines. Looks like a book as well. Something to burn. Oh, a sewing kit. Okay, another one of the mechanics that they've made a little different in this version of the game, I'm playing 256, which is the latest version, I understand, is your garments and your belongings kind of break down over time. So things like the sewing kit you can actually use to repair your clothes. So I think I'm actually going to do that right now while I'm in here. Pull open the inventory. All right, so what have we got? Our condition, we're warm, rested, full, and we're not thirsty at all. That's excellent. Air temp in here is -5. That's not great. And it feels like -1 because of my clothing. Clothing, interesting, gives me exactly 4 degrees Celsius of warmth. That's not the best. All right, here. This is what I'm wearing currently. These are my new mittens. So let's throw those on the old hands. Where? All right. Now, can we repair some stuff here? Take a look at this. These are my matches. I had a sewing kit. Where did it go? Sewing kit. Actions. Repair. It'll take me an hour. I don't think we're going to do that quite yet. Chance of success, 60%. It's my first day. I don't want to spend an hour fixing my clothes quite yet. We'll see if we can wait till the evening time for that. Back to the outdoors. Another interesting thing about this game is it was actually funded in part, unless I'm mistaken, by a Canadian governmental organization. So they also really liked the concept of this game. Didn't know this. It started out as an iPad game, if you can imagine it, but then it quickly outgrew the platform. Excellent. I will take that lantern. And now it's on PC. Kaz Zaru says he's happy they kept the art style. Yeah, as am I. I really do like the way that they are presenting the game here. Another plastic container. It's I think cell shaded is thrown around a lot, but as a term these days. But this is definitely something that is unique in and of itself. It's not quite as drastic as a purely cell shaded, and it's not like a 8-bit kind of look. It's just it's artful. Everything has a texture to it. It's kind of like walking through a painting in a way, like that like that one quest from long ago in Oblivion where you stepped into a painting. Hey, Porta John, wonder if I can get these. Nope. Please. Frozen shut. What else have we got here? Now, I know there's maps available for this game, but I don't quite like to use them, and I'll tell you why. I like getting lost. I think that this is kind of part of the experience, but also there's a lot of secrets. Oh dear. There's a lot of, wow. There's a lot of secrets in this game, and I'm not entirely sure that I want to spoil them all for myself quite yet, so.
What have we here?
We got a hatchet. We got some firewood. Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. But I am going to root around in your corpse a little bit. Empty. Rats. This is a wood stove. Nice. But it's outside. I don't know that that's a great idea to spend the night outside. What's my situation like out here? -15. All right, well, we've got a stove if we need it, but I'm not a great big fan of its location. I did find some rose hips, and I believe I can make that into a rose hip tea to make kind of an antibiotic drink if I capture disease or something. Elk over there. I've spent a lot of time with the game, and to be honest, I've not actually found a rifle yet, so that is kind of a big objective for me. I know that they've also added to the game a bow and arrow as well that you can use to hunt with. But hunting is definitely a big part of how to advance in the game. You're going to get skin of animals that you're going to be able to craft into warmer clothing. You're going to get the gut of animals that you're going to be able to turn into snares to catch other game. And of course, you're going to get the meat itself, which you can cut up and cook in a stove and go from there. I wonder if I have a map. Do I have a map? Nope. Hello, Mr. Elk. I do have a bedroll, which is nice. And that was not something that I had access to the first time I jumped into the game either. So that basically is going to get me some warmth, and it's going to help me make it through the nights. I did wake up quite a bit when I was trying to sleep in the previous versions of the game. Can you build shelter? I don't know that you can. You kind of have to use shelters that you find in the environment. So you're kind of moving from one location to another. In search of loot, in search of game, but also in search of shelter. So no, I don't believe you can build shelters in this. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, though, out of the chat there. What time is it? It is... got about 10 hours of daylight left, so the day is young. Marcel says, I've played this in its earlier stage of alpha, and even then the art style was beautiful. The lighting he loves the most, and I definitely got to agree with you there. Every corner that you turn in this game, there's just kind of another well-lit, beautiful vista. Train loading area. Okay. Are these some train tracks? Is that what this is? Oh, brilliant. Okay, this... I think we're going to treat this like our main highway. So we're going to try and stay close to this. Ooh, a deer carcass. This would be great. Oh, what a find. All right. We're going to get some gut. We're going to get some hide. Oh, this is brilliant. And we are going to get as much meat as we can. So this will take me an hour and 40 minutes, and I'm going to burn some calories doing it. Oh, fantastic. What a find here. All right, so now we've got that, and man, we can start on some crafting. Maybe we can even make a bow. That would be super great. All right. Which way to go, though, huh? I'm going to go this way. Just don't want to get lost. That yellow sign is my ticket back to Frida, or to the shelters that I've found. And they've, I was also reading some of the patch notes. They've also improved kind of how weather events give you clues that they're about to happen. So I have no doubt that we are going to experience some extreme weather here pretty soon. I probably want to turn around now that this wind has picked up, but I'm going to press on anyway, emboldened by all this meat that I just picked up. Let's see if we can see around this next corner, and then we'll probably turn around. Nick Atkins is asking how much the game is on Steam. Let me pull that open real quick. Let me Google that for you, Nick. $19.99, and I think that's a really fair price for what you're getting here. This is again an early access game, still in development by a Canadian team, partially funded by a Canadian organization, part of the Canadian government, I believe, to help build the game, and it's a beautiful thing. Ooh, what do we got up here? Uh-oh, I have hypothermia. That's not good. Let's see what we can find in these train cars. Oh, man, what do I do about hypothermia? Uh-oh. I just heard a wolf growl. a very distinctive sound. Hopefully it's uphill. Oh man, looks like a bad scene here with this train derailment. But we might just have some loot to make this work for us. Looks like another corpse. Ugh.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Stacy's grape soda. Oh, heavy wool sweater. Excellent. And a plastic container. Ooh, looks like a flare as well. Yep, a couple of them. You know, except for the hypothermia, I'm pretty pleased about things so far. I wonder if we can get into this train car. Doesn't look like it. Alright, well, now that I have hypothermia, I think it's time to make our way back to our shelter. I wonder if I can get any wood out of this. Harvest. Yeah, let's do it.
Not sure I'm gonna make it.
Oh, geez. I got some firewood, but my condition has deteriorated quite a bit. I did not expect that.
I think this might be the end.
Oh, no. After an auspicious start, I think I may have chosen poorly here. The hypothermia is not going well. Oh, man. All that for one piece of firewood. Ugh. I faded into the long dark. All right, we're going to give it another try here. All right, back to Mystery Lake. Here we go. Oh, we've started inside a structure now. That's different. Never started inside anywhere before. I think I've been here before, though. This, I believe, is around Mystery Lake itself. Look at this. Lots of reclaimed wood. Lots of newsprint. All right. And a workbench. Ooh, I can make torches, snares. Here we go. And a hook. A fishing line. All kinds of stuff here once I get some more equipment. And we've got a potbelly stove. Brilliant.
That'll come in handy.
Hinterland. Hey, Hinterland Studios popped into the chat. Welcome. The world, they're saying, is 30 square kilometers. It's pretty big world. Thanks for joining us, Hinterland. So if you've got questions for the devs, they're actually in the chat room right now. So pop on over to our YouTube channel if you're not there already. Go ahead and click those links right in the video, and you'll be able to ask them questions that you'd like. Of course, a hatchet to break down. Man, 2 stoves in this building. This is great. Insulated boots. Thank you very much. pop those on right now. If I don't, my feet will get cold. Here we go. Where? Brilliant. All right, and these older boots, I'm just going to, well, I'm going to hang on to them for now. Not sure I want to hole up in here quite yet, but when I do, I'll probably start dropping some of my belongings down so that I don't have to carry them all around with me. But for now, we're going to hang on to things. And here we are. Ah, it's the camp office. All right. Well, here we are. I've definitely been here before. Now, out on the lake, it's dotted with little fishing shacks, and I've had some success finding some supplies out there. But there are also very frequently wolves out on this ice sheet as well. So I gotta keep my eyes out for them. Make sure that I don't get jumped. In my experience, they tend to travel in packs, so it's not just one wolf that you're running into. It's a couple of wolves, and that's hard to get away from. I'm perfectly fine right now, so I should be able to fight maybe one of them off, but two or more is definitely going to present a problem. So let's see what we can find out here. I've heard rumors that there's a hunter's lodge somewhere near this lake. And I know that also that's where one of the rifles in the game is. So maybe after I loot this lake area a little bit, I'll branch off and see if I can't find that little uphill passage to the hunter's shack and try and find that rifle. Hey, hey, what's this? Thank you very much. And a sewing kit. Brilliant. And fishing tackle. This is rad. Well, it doesn't get much better than that. I'm gonna fish, thanks. What's this? Candy bar. And some newsprint. Brilliant. We're gonna break this open. Do I have a hammer? I do not. Chipping away at the ice. All right. And I'm going to fish for 2 hours. About half of my daylight that I've got left. Ha-ha! All right. 1 fish. 2 fish. Fantastic. And now the sun's beginning to set, so let's head out of here. Thank you, Fishing Shack.
So cold in my life.
Let's get back indoors before we get hypothermia. Mike Cohen is asking if there is a known record survival length. And I've seen a couple of folks on Reddit over 500 days. I think I even read a little document that was created by someone who claimed to have 1,400 days. Hinterland is definitely confirming that we've got players who have over 500 days. And yes, there's one survivor with 1,500 plus days. They're still going on the same game. That's pretty incredible. Every time I try and get a good screenshot from the Long Dark, it never really does it justice as to when it's in motion. I don't know what it is about this game when it's moving, but it's just never quite as beautiful as when you're walking around in it. Look at that. I don't know. I love the winter. It's one of my favorite seasons. I grew up in the area around Chicago, and I live in northern Illinois now, but I just love that time of the year. So walking around in an environment like this is really pleasurable for me. Ooh, first aid kit. Nice. painkillers. Brilliant. All right, well, let's start a fire. I'm going to start a fire up on the second story because it's a slightly smaller space to heat. But then it's also a stove, so I think I can cook here as well. We're going to use the newsprint roll. We're going to use matches and reclaimed wood. Come on, let's get going. Some questions in the chat room about an online mode. No. As a matter of fact, Hinterland's saying that there are not plans for an online mode, although that is their most requested feature. I like... Oh, man, my fire didn't work. Let's try again. But no, this is a very solitary experience, and it's very solitary by design, and I think that makes it pretty unique among the survival games out there. You're not running around. Another failed attempt. Well, it's my last bit of newsprint here. Do I have any accelerant? Yeah, I do. So I want to make sure that this gets done. There we go. Boom. That's moving. All right, so let's see what we can do here. I really want this smallmouth bass. Looks delicious. I'm going to cook that up. Oh man, the sizzling sound is actually making me kind of hungry. And why don't we cook up this? Well, no, we'll leave the whitefish here. Now, I've only got about 15 minutes of heat left. I wonder if there's anything else. Hey, look, another bedroll. See if there's anything else here that I can break down to make into fire. Here we go. No, the fire went out. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. There we go. Just a little bit more firewood here, and then I think I might do a little work on my clothes and then call it a day. Let's melt some snow while we're here. Melting snow, getting some water. Excellent. Well, I think we're gonna hop in bed here. Try our luck again in the morning. Current calories 500. We're gonna do a good 8 hours of sleep. Let's do it. The Long Dark, definitely a very dark game. Doesn't always make for the best live stream when you're doing interstitial stuff like this. But, holy cow, it is pitch black in here. All right. I don't even know what to do about that. I don't have a flare, I don't think. I do. All right. Maybe I'll use that later. Let's eat some of this fish. Nom, nom, nom. I don't want to fall down, so yeah, I'm going to pop a flare here, I think. Here we are. See what else we can find here. Ah, antibiotics. That's great. Something definitely nice to have. I wonder if we have anything to craft right now. Doesn't look like it.
Need a drink.
Drink. Just threw down about a half liter of water. My goodness. There we go. Popping a flare in this game always reminds me of my very first few moments with DayZ. Back when DayZ first came out, the night was super dark. The only way to see anything, even your hand in front of your face, was to pop a flare. But the way that they do the flickering in the long dark, I really do love the effect of that. Look at that snow around you. And I believe this also has the effect of keeping wolves away, so while I've got it out, I might as well make use of it to get a little further across the lake. Bethany Williams has popped by in the chat. Hello, Bethany. We've got Kaylee Smith in there as well. Thanks for popping by to join the stream today. Probably got about another half hour left in our stream today, so we'll see what we can do to find that hunting lodge, find that rifle, and definitely on a roll here with water and fish and food and candy bars to spare, so. Now that is the shack that I was in yesterday. Kaylee's asking if light attracts things. I believe it keeps wolves away, so that's why I've got the flare out right now. Probably somewhat wasteful to pop it just to find my way out of bed this morning, but YOLO, right? Or in this case, twice. Bethany reminds me to keep an eye on my hypothermia. Yes, thank you, Bethany. If you're just joining us, this is my second life. I didn't get so far the first one. I found a deer carcass and almost immediately after died of hypothermia. So, ooh, there's a flare. Excellent. Cloth for crafting repair. Man, these fishing cabins are stocked. Look at this.
What have we here?
All right, we've got a potbelly stove, so we can actually shelter in here if we wanted to. That's kind of cool. Empty. What's this? Ooh, a pry bar. Excellent. So a pry bar is might be the only way to open locked containers that I'm aware of. So picking up one of those is really handy. This way, if I come across any good-looking loot that I can't get to normally, I'll be able to pop it open with the pry bar. And here is the other little set of fishing shacks over here across the lake. So the way that all of the different maps are connected is also a new addition to the Long Dark. So all of the various maps that you were looking at, Desolation Point, the Coastal Highway, things like that, it's my understanding that they're all kind of attached to this Mystery Lake map at some point. And so, you know, one of the things that you are rewarded for by staying alive and being mobile and successful in the game is the ability to unlock those additional maps. So that's definitely something that I think that I want to work towards. So probably spending some more time with this game over the next couple of weeks here and trying to unlock some of those other maps and get to those. So there is a story mode coming to the game as well. Bethany is in chat talking about that a little bit. They haven't announced. Bethany's saying how long that story is going to be, but it is going to be an ongoing work by the team to build out that story mode. So I'm definitely curious what this disaster is. They've kept it very close to the chest as far as what that disaster is that's brought my plane down in this wilderness. But I'm excited to learn about it and see how they go about telling their story. I'm very, very curious. While we're here, I'm going to break down this wood. Get a little more firewood out of it. And my torch went out. Where's that door? There we go. Ah, great. Well, don't need that anymore. Alright. Looks like this shack burned down. I wonder if I can get in, if there's anything in there. Doesn't look like it. Oh, oh, nope. Hopefully it'll get a little warmer here as the sun comes up. The weather seems to be holding out, so hopefully I won't get trapped across the lake. Well, I'm going to need to wait for it to get a little more light before finishing my looting over here. That's not ideal. Come on, sun. Again, the other thing that I'm looking for is that little jog that's somewhere around this lake, I've heard, to that hunting cabin. I just don't know where that is. Oh, what's over here? Definitely a few more little cottages. Very nice. Lake cabins. There we go. Another hatchet. Awesome. And some good firewood. And more kindling. Brilliant. That should get us through this evening. Oh, I wonder if I can break these things down. Oh, I can. Awesome. All right, let's do it. Tearing apart a picnic table while the sun comes up. Excellent. Look at all that. So much wood. We should have a good couple hours of warmth once we get back to our cabin. Fantastic. Salty crackers. Excellent. Another bed in here. Back out we go. About 60% condition right now. I wonder what is ailing me right now. Ooh, I'm starving. All right, we're going to eat some food here.
I could eat anything right now.
Okay, have this candy bar, sir. Done. I didn't do a great job on the old hunger. 600 calories. Excellent. Seriously, this game is making me super hungry right now. And I am thirsty. We're going to have this soda pop. I'm peckish. All right, I can live with that. All right, good to go. Back to foraging. Oh, see, that looks comfy. I can break this down and get cloth, wood, and a tinder plug. Excellent. I can break that shelf down. That's cool. So the longer you stay out here, I'm imagining the more and more barren the insides of these cabins become as you just slowly chop everything to bits and then take it back home to your cabin to burn it for fuel. Oh, another corpse. Let's see what this guy's got on him. I am so sorry, sir. But please give me your gloves if you have them. Rats. Now, there was one other cabin over on this side of the boulder that I want to go make sure that I take a look around in. And then I think I might try and warm up a little bit. There we go. Let's try sprinting. There we go. Sprinting is dangerous. One of the other unusual things about the Long Dark is that you can sprain your ankle. You can do stuff like trip and fall if you're moving too fast, and then that becomes something that you need to treat and cure in order to get your speed back up. I was very surprised going up a hill one of the very first times I was playing the game, and I I tripped and fell and sprained my ankle and was limping for the rest of my session. I thought that was really clever. I've not really seen that mechanic very much in other games. Here we go. Let's break this down while we're here. Just grab a little bit more. Okay. Ultima Shadrax is asking if I can eat the human corpses for food. No, that is not an option. That is not an option in this game. I did find a frozen deer carcass earlier, so I was able to get some meat and other crafting goods off of that, but no, you're not able to eat other people. Thanks for asking. It would be awesome if I were to find a bow and arrow or even a rifle out here in one of these other fishing cabins. So I'm going to check them out real quick while I've got the daylight with me. So any other questions? Again, we've got some folks from Hinterland hanging out in our chat room on YouTube. If you've got some questions for them, definitely hit them up on YouTube. And you can ask whatever you like about their marvelous game here at The Long Dark, which is celebrating 1 year live on Steam in early access. That's one of the reasons it kind of came back up on my radar. And yeah, there was some chatter on Twitter that it seems weird to be like, I don't know, celebrating games anniversaries in early access, but otherwise we wouldn't be having this experience together, right? We wouldn't be playing this game if we didn't have something like early access. It would just be all bottled up, waiting to be released, and we wouldn't be able to have this much fun with it. And we wouldn't be able to have input into it as well. I know that the team at Hinterland really enjoys the feedback from their community, and they've changed and improved and made the game different than it otherwise would have been in this year that it's been out in the wild for people to experience. So I don't know. There's the early access gets some grief, the whole concept, but I for one am kind of a fan of it. And it's done when it's done, right? Got some more soda.
Use this.
Pinnacle peaches, halved. No word if it's in water or syrup. I don't know. Be very concerned about my calorie intake. Jacob Soini, S-O-I-N-I, says, sometimes I just want to relax, sit back, and play some Long Dark with my controller. It always makes me feel so cozy. Yeah, that's honestly, it does. I mean, especially if you're a fan of the winter, as dire as your circumstances are in this game, it's really a nice walk. And the rewards for being able to access those other maps is kind of the reward in and of itself. Bethany is confirming. Someone asked about eating people. Yes, no, you cannot do that in the Long Dark. I am still coming up pretty hungry, so I guess maybe I'll do a little more fishing here. Seems prudent. Ooh, a hunting knife. Wonderful. That will come in handy.
That'll come in handy.
All right, let's do this. While we're fishing, why don't we start a fire in here? I've got plenty of fuel, so I might as well warm myself up a little bit. Come on, fire. Let's go. Yes. All right, so let's add a little fuel to that. Awesome. So we've got about 2 hours worth of heat here. And here is our fishing hole. All right, we are going to fish for 2 hours. Well, actually, how much daylight do we have left? We've got about 10 hours of daylight left. Let's do it. We'll fish for 2 hours. And then we'll cook up some fish and melt some snow for water and go from there. Look at this guy. You can rotate him around, too. What a delicious fish. Another whitefish. There we go. Timers are a big part of this game. So what just happened, I had exactly 1 hour and 52 minutes of fuel in the potbelly stove. I fished for 8 minutes too long, and my fire went out. So now I have to make another attempt to start a fire here in the potbelly stove. I love that. It takes a lot of planning to be successful at the Long Dark. You've got to keep track of your situation and all of the conditions affecting you and really take your time. All right, we're going to go with that bass again. That was really delicious last time. And I want to get some water for sure. Boil it. Oh. And we are purifying some water here. Excellent. And my fire went out again, but that's right. I think I'm ready to move on here. Let's get fed and get moving again. Looks like I'm tired. All right, how many hours of day do I have left? About 7 hours of daylight left. All right, let's see what we've got around the corner. The wind is picking up. This is a bad scene. Almost forgot my sardines. Well, with the wind being what it is, maybe I won't be making it back to my main shelter right now. Maybe I'll be sticking around this end of the lake. I've certainly not got enough fuel and enough food to hang out here. And again, I want to investigate and see if I can explore a little further and find that hunter's cabin. So maybe this is the place to do it. I'm tired. I'm winded. That little icon in the lower left showing up is telling me that I need to relax a little bit. So let's head on inside. Maybe I can take a little nap. Let's see how that goes. Nap time. Bethany is talking about dysentery in the chat. Bethany, one of the developers at Hinterland, is for the dysentery joke. I thought we were going to get to make one. You can absolutely contract it from non-potable water. So you gotta make sure that you purify your water, or else you will contract bad diseases in this game. And that's what the antibiotics are for. All right, so that nap, the worst of the weather passed, and I got a little rest, and I'm not as winded. So here we go, back on the trail. So I'm headed back to the group of 4 little fishing shacks because there was kind of a trail off behind one of them. So I'm going to go explore that trail and see if it leads anywhere. Maybe that'll Oh, you know what? The trail led to another group of fishing shacks. Yeah, I think we're done here. From the looks of things, my way in that direction is blocked by rocks and mountain. In that direction by the train as well. So I don't think I'm going to find what I'm looking for over here. So back across the lake we go. On the other side of the camp office, there was a trail that I hadn't explored yet. So I think that's where we're going to go next. Got about 8 or so minutes left in the stream today. So again, we've got Hinterland Studio in the comments. If you got any questions for them, pop on over to YouTube and ask away. We've got about 80 people watching the stream right now. Thanks everybody for coming by and joining us. We like to do this every Friday here at Polygon. Just kind of enjoy some of our favorite games, newer games, and see how things are going. This one, of course, The Long Dark, has been in development for about a year now. It's been in early access for a year, so this is my first time touching it in about that long. I played it, I believe, in July of 2014 last. So I've been having a really good time with it this afternoon, and I plan to spend more time with it yet to try and unlock some additional maps so that I can go and visit some of those new places that they've built. There's actually 3 brand new areas that weren't part of the game when it first launched on Steam's early access platform in 2014. And they're supposed to be pretty cool. One of them, Desolation Point, is really interesting to me. There's a lighthouse involved, and it looks very different from some of the other places that I've been able to explore so far. Bethany, again, some of our team lives right next to the forest that helped inspire our creative director to create the game. And some of the team also took a little trip to the mountains early in the life of development. We love expedition. Another thing I've noticed about Hinterland's website is they actually have a bunch of blog entries that are about exotic places or survival situations. So if you're into kind of that, everyday carry kind of tool scene and bits and pieces and knives and stuff to kind of put in your EDC kit, or if you're at all interested in that kind of survival genre, survival hobbies, as it were, out there, check their website out. They've got some really good stories that they're sharing up on their website. And again, the game is also available on Xbox One. It's part of that ID at Xbox program, so you can get this on your Xbox and play it right now. Did I miss some stuff over here? What is this? Oh, another book for kindling. Great. Bunch of books. All right, how are we doing? I am tired. I am hungry. And I've got 5 hours of daylight left. So, I don't know. I'm going to take a 1 hour nap here. And then I think I'm going to head back out and see what I can do about looking down the corner and seeing if there's another structure down this path, and make plans to go and explore it tomorrow morning when I get up. Oh, geez, I'm getting cold. 48% condition. Mostly it's a hunger issue. Yeah, I'll take care of that when I get back. I don't actually have a can opener right now, so I can't get into any of the canned food. So I'll definitely have to do some cooking to see my way through. But again, with our last 5 or so minutes here, I just kind of want to see some more of this world before I pack it in for the day. Oh, definitely hearing those wolves. Haven't seen any yet, which is unusual in my experience. I'm waiting for one to show up any minute now and jump me. Well, 2 roads diverged. Okay, we have a problem. There is a wolf behind me. That is bad. But we found the train tracks, so we found kind of one of our anchors and a good place to pick up next time we are out in the long dark. Hopefully that wolf will shuffle off in the by the morning when I'm ready to go back out. Let's use this reclaimed wood for fuel. Do I have any accelerants? No. Start that fire. The Dark One says, oh, this is the game where you freeze to death unless you can get a stove running. Yes. Yes, it is. And we're trying to do that right now. In fact, as you light more and more fires, your skill levels in making a fire, among other things, increases. So, you know, there's a benefit to playing the game for a long period of time. The folks at Hinterland were actually saying that they've got folks who've been playing it for over 1,500 days, which I can't even imagine. That's incredible to me. That in game, you would have been able to stay alive for 1,500 days. I imagine at some point you're running out of resources, right? You're running out of things to break down for wood, or I don't know, animals to hunt. And so you kind of have to become a decent shepherd of the land to kind of to keep yourself alive for that long. All right, we're going to make up some of this whitefish. We're going to have a nice whitefish dinner, everybody. We've been keeping it warm, or rather cold, here in our pocket all day. So we're going to throw it on the fire. And we're going to melt some snow as well. Why don't you give me 2 liters of snow, please? Bubbling up. All right. Two-step process there. Got to melt the snow, and then you got to boil the water off to make sure it's good to drink. All right. You are not thirsty. How about that? See, already I'm doing better than I was a year ago when I started playing. And the game looks great. I am bushed, everybody. So I'm going to lay my character down to sleep here. And I will hopefully see you guys again soon, the next time that we do a Friday live stream. Not sure what game we're going to be playing next week, but we're definitely open to recommendations. If you want to send us an email of a game you'd like to see us play, tips, TIPS, at polygon.com, or you can reach me at charlie@polygon.com. And then thanks again to Hinterland for stopping by the event as well. We enjoyed having you here and answering questions and things like that. So thanks, everybody, and we're going to call it a day.